my man, bitch.
Oh, don't try to read me out. And my man, thank you to my man. And my man. Oh, don't try to read me out.
My man.
Oh, real bad.
Still the same. Yeah. Period. Don't play with me.
And y'all keep seeing us together. Yes, that video was true. I was in the process of divorcing him. I hired a divorce attorney, paid the retainer, like I'm done, it's true, don't break up. And he was like, okay, if that's really what you want to do. But see, my husband, I'm
My man, bitch.
Oh, don't try to read me out.
My man.
Oh, real bad.
Good morning, 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 everybody. This is a little bit of a trigger warning because I'm sure I'm going to piss somebody off. Guys, tomorrow is my anniversary. Yeah. Made for my boo and me. Okay, I had to say that because it's my anniversary tomorrow. I'm so happy. You guys probably won't see me tomorrow morning unless I come very, 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 very early because I'm going to be booed up all day. That's what's on the menu. Okay, we're gonna be booed up all day. Okay. And so I maybe I'll record something tonight or something, or like later, like I'll tell you about the day or whatever if you guys want to know what happened. I mean, we kind of do something very the same all the time, which is if you guys were following my vlog channel once upon a time, you guys know and I'm sure some of you are like, oh God. We go back to the scene where it all happened. Okay. We go back to where we got married at the very time we got married at 12 noon. Okay. And we get to the place where we got married at 12 or right there about it. And we stand right in the spot and we just kind of talk about like, okay, what happened this year? And it's just very much like cute, and meaningful because, that's just what we do. So, so yeah, that's what's happening tomorrow. So if you're looking for me tomorrow morning, um, I won't be here. To be honest. Now, if I can get up early, which I get up fair early, and my husband will be home tomorrow, so it's possible I could go live like in between getting Farrah up and like 8 or 9 o'clock. So I might just because, I'm dedicated like that, right? Girl, boot up, period. You know what boot up is. Don't play. All right. There's always that one person who is on the oh baby. Cause you gonna always be. I don't know about y'all, but I know about us. Okay. Let me stop. Um, yes, that's what we will be doing on tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how tomorrow goes. I might work extra hard today just to make sure you guys are good. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll be back because we have something planned, but it's not happening this weekend. So it's happening in another weekend. And you guys over here will know all about it. But you know me. I'll tell you guys, when we're almost, when things are happening because girl, you can't, you know about that on left hand. Okay. You cannot tell your left hand what your right hand is doing because girl, you cannot. Okay. Now we got to talk about some tea that happened last night on the YouTube streets. Our good sis Peyton went live last night for 3.5 hours. Sis dropped some tea for us. And she told us what was going on. And I'm not gonna lie, in her birthday video, I was like, where is sir? Like, she started the video out and she's like, oh, there's a bunch of stuff I want to do. And I guess I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday. And I was thinking to myself, well, isn't Boo gonna be home or Boo gonna be there with you or whatever? And I wasn't sure what the date was. So her birthday was on the 12th, so it was a Tuesday. So I guess homie had to go to work, right? Which is reasonable, and that happens. If it's a Friday or something like that, my husband usually take off work or a Monday. But if it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I don't ever ask him to take off from work. And we've been together for a long time. I mean, we've been married for 10 years, but that 10, we started cohabitating in 2009, right after my sister got married. I went to my sister's wedding and he was house sitting for me and he was taking care of little mama, RIP little mama. And he was house sitting and watching little mama for me. And, I don't know. I guess being there for a week, and taking care of little mama and being in the house. Like, I don't know. I don't know. He would have to tell that story about what happened to him that week that made him go from, I don't want to say a friend. We were more than just friends, but we were not like together, but that was my man, right? I already knew I loved him, but we were still figuring this whole thing out. And after I came back from the wedding and he picked me up at the airport, which was different for me because I'd never really had anyone pick me up from the airport like that before, like a boyfriend. It was like a big girl, like I'm flying in, my man is picking me up. It made me feel some type of way. Like it really, and then the girl, like a week or two later, it was girl, we've been together ever since. So anyway, so yeah, that was an interesting time, but we talk about it a lot. We talk about like when we first met. We always take a trip down memory lane because it's, when you are with someone that you really love and care about, like those stories mean so much, right? Thank you. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. Um anyway, but yeah, Peyton found, got a new friend, a boyfriend. And Peyton is grown. Peyton just turned 41. And girl, let me tell you something. Y'all gonna think I get like it's hotline over here. Like it's just ridiculous. Um anyway, let me turn this down. Let me put it on focus. Okay. I wish I knew how to use. So I got you guys know I got the 15s, and the 15 really is a little different. Um 15 is different. Any of you guys who went from like a 13 or a 12 to 15, it's a little different. I don't even know how to use focus. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna put on do not disturb for a minute. Okay. Anyway, hopefully I will remember to take it off because that's something that I do. Anyway, so Peyton got a new boyfriend, and this was probably sometime. It just seems like she told us maybe in my mind after Christmas, somewhere about she made a friend, right? And she was dating this guy, and it seemed like she was happy. Like if you follow her on Instagram, she was giving happy, she was giving content, she was giving busy, which she stays busy anyway, but it was just kind of giving sis is in a relationship, and she would put stuff on her thread like, can I say I love my man? Or you know what I mean? Like, and it was very cute. And I'm happy for her because at a certain point in your life, when you're busy with work, if you have a very demanding job, especially when you're making money, um, and I mean, it could be any degree of money because if you're making something more than someone else, there's always going to be someone who could be potentially envious of you. Sis dropped a lot in the live last night, which I thought was really important because we do talk about relationships a lot. We cut up, we kiki, we do the gossip and all of those things. But I really felt like this conversation last night was very much on some grown, serious vibe. And I felt like if you did not watch this live, you really need to, because she was being like very open and honest about what she had just been through. It wasn't on some, I feel this type of way, I feel that type of way, I feel silly, I feel anything. It was on some, I wasn't sure. I had some doubts, but I wasn't sure because of her past. And she talks about it in the live, her past trauma. And she said, sometimes I feel like I'm sabotaging myself. So she wasn't sure that what she was feeling was accurate versus am I tapping into some trauma? But last night, to me, when she talked it out, she was very clear on, okay, it was on some alarms. It was on some I knew, but again, because you're not sure, it is, you're being cautious because you don't want to prematurely do something. And she talked about, praying to God and asking to reveal what needed to be revealed and to separate her from this person if it's not what it needs to be. And she talked about it. Hold on one second. Let me say hi to everybody. Hey everyone. Hey everybody in the chat. Let me to my gangstars, India, Erica, and Dovely Creations. Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning. I was so happy about my anniversary. I was rude. So good morning to everyone. Yeah, so I want to play just a little bit about the breakup because it was really like, are you kidding me? And so, and when look, it's weird because some of you guys might think like, oh, she's a beautiful woman. Why would a guy do that to her? There are men who will trash any woman. You could look like anything, and it doesn't matter. If Sir does not feel worthy, he doesn't feel worthy. And she also talked about the fact that she felt like maybe she got set up. Maybe somebody either tipped him off, the girl. So apparently he was with some other woman or he's with some other women. So she was like, she doesn't know. Did he really like her? Is he just a bum? Was he playing in her face? Was he trying to set her up for the okey doke? I mean, could it have been a setup to a robbery? Could it have been a setup to the long game of having her fall in love? And hey, get out of there. Let me tell you, Lambo is a mess. Okay. Lambo, girl. Boy, if you don't stop, he is such a boy dog. I've never had a boy dog before. My brother had a boy dog, but he passed away when maybe I was like 12 or 13. But I personally have never had any male pets. And there is a difference. There's a difference. Like, and it's just also maybe just different personality. But Sir is very much giving male energy, Mr. Lambo. And even his swag, his walk about him is very much giving boy dog. You know what I mean? Like Portia and Mommy were very much girls, or very much girls. And so, but anyway, but she was talking about like, was I set up? Was I this? Was I that? Now she went for 3.5 hours, and we're not going to be over to Sis's long. And I don't normally react a lot to Peyton's channel. Like, I'll tell you what's going on, but she's a channel that I watch for my own enjoyment. She's definitely a YouTube channel I love to watch. But it's more for my enjoyment. But I felt like the message last night was like on some, you really need to see this because, I know some of you are looking for new channels to watch. And this is definitely a I like her from many standpoints. When I first started watching Peyton's channel, maybe like 2-3 years ago now, it could be almost 3 years ago now. I just feel like I remember she was getting ready to move out of her apartment, and she was turning it into an Airbnb. But maybe I was with her for probably about a year. Like it was going into about a year. So I've been watching her for a minute. But she's a grown, when I found out her age, and I was like, not only is sis doing her damn thing, I like how she represents for herself at a certain age, because those of us who are a certain age and feel young, are young in our hearts, our minds, not trying to be young, just are young and have vitality. You like fashion, you like things, you like to do things, you love social media. People feel like social media is for people who are like in their 20s. No, there's people who are killing it in all ages. And I loved how, I think at the time she could have been 37, 38, something like that. There's just some things about her I really like a lot, and I can definitely relate to. And I don't know that everybody on my channel can relate, but I like her a lot. I like, there's just some aspects of her I just enjoy, period. You know what I mean? So that being said, um, she basically has, since, if you watch her channel, she dates, and but not, nothing crazy, and she doesn't bring everyone to her channel. Maybe it's been a few, I would say it's been maybe two or three in my awareness. And then she's had this reoccurring relationship with someone for a long time, and that was the gentleman that I think really messed her up. I guess with having the issues of lying and stuff like that. I think when I got into the live yesterday, I think she had just read one of your comments, Mastermind, but I went back because she had said, "Oh, if you're just coming in, go back to like the 9-minute mark. That's when I tell the story." So I want to play a little bit of the story. I don't want to spoiler it too much, so you guys can go watch and give her views and stuff. And it's 3.5 hours, so we're not going to park on that. Like we won't be able to do the whole live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. At work in the bushes. Good morning, sis. How are you? Good morning to everybody working, making their coins. That's another thing. I like her ambition. Her story resonated with me from a standpoint of getting laid off during the pandemic. That happened to a lot of us. And then deciding, you know what, I'm going to do YouTube full time, or let me just try this and see what happens. And that really did resonate with me. Also, you guys know I love Monroe and Hilo Lux, which Monroe and Peyton met up a couple of times. And that was like, oh my God, that was fun, seeing them meet up and them vibe together. So it was a lot of different things. But anyway, let's get into the story real quick. This can happen to everyone. We talk a lot about many other moms. Peyton obviously is a mom. Her daughter's 18. I think I also vibe with her on some only child, on some mom of one, all of that. This story to me is, if you're in social media, look, there's no right or wrong way. If you want to cry every day to your audience, if you want to, oh, what was me and all that stuff, I just appreciate how at a certain age you can have the wisdom and be able to look back and be retrospective and say, you know what, I knew it, or I gave it a shot. There's nothing wrong with giving love a shot, and there's nothing to say that when you get duped or someone fools you or lies to you. um it was just giving, look, I wasn't sure. I thought I was sabotaging myself, all of those things. So let's listen a little bit, because she was getting red flags. But like I was saying before, in the last video, it took all the way almost to the end of the video for her to mention him. A few, like, let's say 4 or 5 vlogs ago, girl, it was opening up. We would see his tattoos, the set and the third. Um, he seemed to be in and around the vlog a little bit more. And not that he had to be, but maybe just because he wanted to be or she wanted him to be there. It was almost like back to single Peyton again. So it made me wonder on her birthday, like, what was really going on. But I just figured, just like always, she'll let us know when the time is right. But hearing about this man, it sounds like Sir had look, I'm gonna let her tell it for herself. But at the end of the day, and you guys know how I feel, God is good, and there's always going to be someone out there for you. And sometimes, we got to, there's the dating process, all of those things. But I do think that one day she will meet her match. And it doesn't necessarily have to be dollar for dollar. It could be 10 times in either direction, right? But her match is out there somewhere, because I don't believe that we are made to be alone. And this might just be the season right now to continue to grow and glow and build. And you never know where you're going to meet that someone. It could be off on one of those trips to go buy her bottles for her perfume. It could be anywhere doing anything. It's when you least expect it. And it might not be in your backyard. What we also have to realize sometimes is that our perfect match may not live across town. Our perfect match might live across the world, and you might meet them on a beach somewhere on vacation. You might meet them in New York City. You could meet someone anywhere. And it's not what you're ever really going to think. I never thought in a million years that I would walk into work one day and meet my husband. Like, that would have been the get the hell out of here. No way. You know what I mean? I never thought that that would happen to me in my life. And that's what happened. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's watch a little bit. And there's about 10 minutes or so for us to get into. And then a couple of other people, girl, gave us some life updates. Somebody done deleted all their content off their channel. And I was like, what is really going on here? So we got to get caught up in a couple places. Hopefully we will have enough. I'm sure we have enough time. So let's get into it. Let's hear what Peyton had to say. If you don't know her channel, I think I drop the link? I'll drop the link to this video in just a second. So let me save this little layout right here.
So that means if I click on your text messages on my,
Okay, so what she's saying is they went out to dinner, and she got in her car, and her phone did not click to her Apple Music, right? Like how your phone Bluetooths immediately to your car. His phone Bluetooth to her car. How? I don't know. So he must have been Bluetoothing his phone to her car for whatever reason. I don't know. Anyway, they get in the car. His phone Bluetoothed first. So I would say she kind of challenged him a little bit on some, oh, well, let me go. Me personally, if I had that feeling, I would have just clicked on it, period. But they had a little back and forth about it. And I guess she decided at that moment, maybe she just I don't know. Let's listen. Maybe she just was playing at that moment, but she realized that there was a little bit of tension, and the way he said it maybe gave her a little bit of pause. You guys tell me. But this is where she's at in the story right now. She's saying that basically they had gone out to eat, and his phone Bluetoothed to her car, and then let's go.
Hey, you know how Apple CarPlay is. Apple CarPlay will put your whole phone screen on the dashboard. I'm like, wait a minute. So that means if I click on your text messages on my, his text messages right there. All I have to do is click on it. I said, wait a minute. So that means if I click on your text messages, I can look through your text messages right now since your phone connected. He was like, Do you see me worried? Ain't no stress on my face. I said, are you sure? Because God don't play about me now. This something, if it's something in there, it's falling in my lap. Y'all know I ain't got no sense. I was like, are you sure? Because God don't play about me, baby. All I got to do is press a button. All I got to, and I can see everything. He was like, go ahead. You don't see.
See, look, I'm going to say this. Obviously he wasn't that invested, because if he really was invested in the relationship and this woman, he wouldn't have been out playing around. He wouldn't have been home at the house with another woman, whoever that woman was, right? He wouldn't have been, he wasn't invested, because he was basically pulling a power move. Like, okay, if this is it right now, this is it. You know, I got the putty cat. Sis I don't know if she was helping him out, if she was doing anything for him, but she, he was saying stuff like, I appreciate what you've done for me, or this, that, and the other thing. What that is, I do not know. But at the end of the day, he was pulling a power move from the standpoint of, thank you for the member milestone, sis. Pays the true CC content creator. I love her videos and have purpose and entertainment. Yeah. Oh, and she's just very relatable. And also she gives some aspirational, like she's doing some things that make people feel like, you know what, I want to do that too. Or that's interesting. I thought about doing, you know what I mean? Like she gives people some, it's not on some just silly stuff. I mean, she is doing her thing in life. She's being a mom. I like her overall channel and what she has to offer, right? But yes, Sir was really kind of pulling, he was basically calling her bluff, like, sis, you really want to know? Because maybe he felt like what he got in his pants is strong. Maybe she was enjoying his company, but you know what I mean? I think this was one of those, you know what? Not yet. Okay. I'm calling you out. That was really an opportunity for him to get his shit together. Because when you start dating someone and it's very new, not to say you still should be whoring around or anything like that, but if you didn't know, like, you were going to fall in love, or you didn't know you were going to like her, you didn't know you were going to want to be serious, like, it's now time to start deactivating, or say, hey sis, I got a new girl. It was nice knowing you, whatever. You know what I mean? Let some things go, right? That was his opportunity, but listen to what happened.
No stress on my face. I ain't got nothing to hide from you. That's what he said. So I was like, I ain't gonna do it. Because if there was an opportunity, I'm gonna get it again. All right, boom. So next day. Because one thing about it, look, God, like, okay, you didn't see it yesterday, let's try again. So everything was good. The morning we hung out, had lunch. But
sometimes you don't need to. Sometimes text messages can be deceiving. You can see something that looks bad. People are real good at explaining their way out of some nonsense. So it wasn't the text messages that she needed to see. She needed to see the behavior. She needed to get that up close and personal, and not wonder about some damn text messages, because people will lie, right?
After that, like, he called me and he was like, his knee was hurting. And he called me and he said his knee was hurting. Now I know his knee was hurting previously because I massaged it the day before. He was like, man, my knee hurting so bad, baby. I'm gonna have to soak it tonight. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know where you're gonna soak it, because I ain't got no bathtub in my bathroom. He was like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do it at the house and soak in my house. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna respond to y'all in just a minute, but y'all can keep talking amongst yourselves. Damn, I ain't even make no moderator. So if somebody in here talking shit, just hell, let them have it. Hell, I don't even give a fuck. I don't even care. So, damn, I ain't put no commercials on this. See, this is what I don't like about StreamYard. Cause see, I should be running ads.
Not Peyton complaining about StreamYard. Yes. StreamYard will let you down sometimes. StreamYard is to me the best, least complicated. It may not be the best, but it is the least complicated and it's good for what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I've tried a couple other platforms and StreamYard does what it needs to do and it's easy to use. Okay. So any of you guys out there curious, StreamYard is not bad and it's easy to plug and get and play and do what you need to do. But yes, Peyton is complaining about StreamYard and I loved it. It was
right now.
funny.
Because I need to get paid. Hold on. I need to get
Girl,
paid for my testimony.
monetize that
Hold
video.
on.
Okay.
No, I
She
do
said
it
she
later.
needed to get paid
Okay,
for her
so anyway,
testimony.
He was like his knee was hurting. I was, I was sympathizing, but at the same time, that motherfucker. If y'all watch my most recent vlogs, I mean, not the last one, but the one before the last.
The last one when she opened it up and she was talking about she was still talking to the telemed psychologist about what's going on. And I was like, is she talking about now or is she talking about the past? If you guys have watched like the last 2, 3, girl, I thought it was giving something is wrong. And you can see in Peyton's eye, when Peyton is super happy, you can see it in her eyes. You can tell it like in her overall swag demeanor. The last 2 or 3 vlogs was giving, I felt like she was looking a little sad, maybe disappointed. I wasn't sure. The birthday kind of totally threw me off. I was like, what's really going on here? But, it is what it is.
That little voice in the back of my neck, back of my neck been itching a lot too. That little voice in the back of my neck was like, don't believe that shit, bitch. Don't believe that shit. I'm telling you, that voice be talking to me a lot. He's saying, oh, my knee hurts so bad, baby. Man, I'm gonna have to go home and soak it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, if you gotta stay home tonight, because he usually spend the night a lot over here.
And let me tell you what she did too. Go home. Yeah. Sometimes men want you to beg. Okay. No, stay home. I'll run some hot rags. I'll bring up a hot pot of water. I'll wrap your leg up in some hot rags and let me do this. No, stay at my house. Sometimes some of these dudes want you to beg. I wish I would. You don't need to beg anybody to be in your company, to stay at your house, anything like that. So she did the right thing because it was the setup on him to just be what he was going to be and do what he was going to do so she could get the information. Okay. He was trying to make a way out of no way because he clearly had other plans, right? And instead of like, no, we'll figure something out for you to do. I'm glad that she let him like, okay, that's what you want to do. Go do it. Like, that's just your boyfriend at the end of the day. I'm so glad that she also spoke, not giving, like, you don't have to bend over backwards. If dude doesn't want to be there for the night, for whatever reason, he just wants to have a me time night, whether he was doing something with, let's say he was not doing anything, that's okay. Right? Because the trap is you get so used to being up under someone. It's just more like you used to being up under someone. And those days that you still want to have a little bit of time, she's got her daughter who's there. Sometimes she might just want to have a night and that's okay. Right? So here he is talking, making up something about his damn knee. He's going to need to soak it. He knows good and well she doesn't have a bathtub, but down in the downstairs, I think, if she even has a bathtub in that house at all. Right? And yeah, I guess you're gonna go home. Okay. And that's not a bad thing.
I said, if you gotta stay home tonight, that's fine. You can stay home tonight. Like, you don't have to spend a night every night. He was like, all right now, don't let us start getting every other day. You're gonna have a problem with it.
Let me tell you something. You see how you see how he tried to play her, and that was a gaslight. That was a gaslight. We're not married. I got a whole daughter living in my house. I'm a single mom. You don't live here. You're not my husband. You don't have to stay every night. Doesn't he have a place? Can't we vacation somewhere? Like, can we meet up? Like, at the end of the day, your man does not have to spend every single night who does not live with you. Okay. Especially a man like this, because that was the gaslight right there. You don't want to spend the night, but now you're trying to flip it on, but you gonna miss this if I'm not here every night. That's the way I took it. Because you're not spending the night, just don't spend the night. You don't have to flip it to a gaslight like, oh, but now if I started to not spend every night, now it's gonna be a problem. No, it's gonna be a problem for you because you're gonna miss this. Who said any, like, you're the one who's putting that out here, but you gonna miss it. He was testing her. Absolutely.
So he gets off work around about
Hey, Chrissy.
8:30. He called me and he like, hey baby, I just got off. I'm drained. Oh my God, I'm gonna go home tonight and I'm gonna get in the tub and I'm gonna lay it on down after that. And cause when he called me at 8:30, I had took a little cat nap on the couch, so he woke me up. So when I answered the phone, the FaceTime on my end was dark because it was dark in the room. He a Virgo. So somebody asked what's his sign. He a Virgo. So his birthday is actually the same day as Ray's. My best friend Ray, who owns Skin Potion, baby, his birthday is the same damn day.
You know, Virgos are very emotional and sensitive. And sensitive, for me, sensitive is more so my intuition. That's my heightened sensitivity, my intuition, my discernment, if you will, my, like, just being in touch with what's going on, like my perception. I'll say it like that, right? Virgo men, I think because men are full of testosterone and Virgo is such a feminine sign, like Virgo season is harvest time. It is when you are reaping the seeds that you have planted. It's a very feminine energy time in the universe. I think that it messes with certain men. If you are not really in touch with your masculinity, that feminine energy of Virgo season will fuck you up as a man. Okay? Just let that soak in because it's a very feminine energy season. But as a man, it's very conflicting. That's why some Virgo men are crazy. We've talked about this. And some are amazing. But you have to be one with yourself. A lot of people in general are misaligned. But for Virgo specifically, it will drive, I think it will drive most Virgos crazy. That's why you see some Virgos who are just insane. Because if you are not aligned, if you're not walking the walk that you talk, if you are not aligned in some type of way, it really does mess with you. Your mental, your whole life will be topsy-turvy. I think part of the Virgo journey is alignment. And this guy was probably, lucked up and met Peyton and really wasn't ready to step up into his better self, because that's what oftentimes happens to men, is that they have to step up and step into the life that they want and they see for themselves. And he might just be a bum to his heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's gonna talk about it, so let me let her go more.
He out here disappointing, right, Chad? You had one job, sir. You had one job. So anyway, he called me around about 8:30. Let me go ahead and get to the motherfucking point. He called me at 8:30 and he was like, he drained and he finna go home and get in the tub and soak. And we were supposed to go on a zoo date today. We were supposed to go to the zoo. He was like, go on, get your zoo outfit together. I'm gonna call my homeboy, and because his homeboy and his wife was supposed to come as well. It was gonna be like a couple's zoo date. Child, when I think about it, it is so crazy. Like it is so crazy. So anyway, he was like, go on, pick out your zoo outfits. So you can get all cute. I'm finna go home and soak because we finna be walking around the zoo all day tomorrow. So I'm finna go home and soak and make sure my knee together. I said, okay, baby, okay. He said, I said, I hope you feel better. And because I was kind of asleep too, because he called me and I woke up. I said, okay. He was like, I see you sleep. Go on, get you some rest. I'm going to text you the information and what time we going when I get to the house. And he said, I love you and I appreciate everything that you do for me. I appreciate you coming up here. And because he had to film something. He wanted to like record one of his training sessions because he be coaching. And he wanted me to film it for him. So I got my big boy Sony A7. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, this big fish. No, I'm just playing. But I got my, you know what I'm saying? I got that big boy Sony because I never really get to use it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get you some real good footage and edit it for you and stuff like that. We spent the day together, had lunch or whatever, all that. So he was like, I appreciate you and I love you. And I was like, oh, okay, baby, I appreciate you too and I love you too.
I mean, she's over there providing at least a $500, maybe even $1,000 service at that moment. But you know, look, that was on some girlfriend tip, and that was very nice of her to do that and film his whatever it was that she was doing for him. But girl,
I got up in my bed. 2 hours here went by. I thought that I was. Thank y'all for the. Oh my God, y'all are making it rain on me. Oh my goodness, thank y'all.
so and guys, just so like what I said was, as far as Virgo men are concerned, if you are unaligned, if you're not aligned with yourself as a man, as a person, and the energy that kind of flows through you as, you know, as a Virgo man, and during that, even that season of Virgo, it's very conflicting. But some people have it all together. I know plenty of Virgos and Virgo men. Specifically on my husband's side of the family, there's two men who are born. We all have the same birthday. Very cool, very centered within themselves. But it's the people who are saying conflicted. Absolutely, that is it right there. You know, but it's not all. And I'm also not an expert on astrology. I just know what I've seen. And yeah, so that's good. That's good that you are in, you know, you have men who are aligned with themselves. Because really, it's hard to be in a relationship with a man who is conflicted. It's hard to be in a relationship with anyone who is conflicted. But in terms of like a marriage, if your man doesn't know who he is, where he's going, what he's doing, if he is not a whole person, and he feels some type of way about you, oh, I cannot imagine, girl. I can only imagine. It would be horrible. But yeah, this is important. And you know what? At a certain point too, some people like to reside in ratchet. Okay, that's number one. And number two, this guy, I believe, was also in his 40s. It's hard to be phony. Peyton is a grown woman giving grown woman. And this guy is probably out here playing around and, you know, with the shits. And there was only but so much that he could take.
So much.
Also, it was sounding like he wanted her to be grateful because he basically was telling her kind of like he was a dog and like how he's changing his ways for her, and she wasn't buying it.
I got in my bed, about 2 hours passed. I'm laying in my bed. This, I feel like, because no other time would this have happened. No other time. Like, generally, I'm either doing something with one of my businesses, or I'm responding to comments, or I'm talking to a friend, or I'm texting somebody. So any other day, this wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have done this. But I'm laying in the bed, and some come over me, and some was like, FaceTime him and see if he in the tub soaking. So I FaceTime both of his phones. He ain't answer. Then I sent them little eyes that's looking to the left like that. I text him that. 5 minutes later, he texts back. What did he text back? He said, oh, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Sorry, love. I said, why didn't you answer the phone? And he said, Oh, my bad. You must have called the other phone. I'm in the tub soaking. What you doing? WYD. I said, I called both phones. That's why I text back. I called both phones. He was like, I didn't get it, love. I said, call me. He calls me, and as soon as I pick up the phone, I'm looking in the background because I'm looking for the towels on the tub, baby. I'm looking I wanted to see that
You know what I think? I think that sometimes we got to learn lessons, you know. You know how the expression "I don't lose, I learn." And I think sometimes we have to learn. And what she also said was, this is what I got from it. At a certain point, it was in her life or in her kind of relationship situation, it was more so situations happening to her. At this point, I think she saw a situation and she was able to nip it in the bud proactively versus being caught up. Look, a lot of us don't get it right early. You know what I mean? I mean, I'll just speak for myself too. I had a dating journey in my life. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are meeting me at a certain point in my life where all that's done, right? But sis, my 20s and my 30s, you know what I mean? Like, girl, everybody has a story. So she's sharing hers on the internet. I just think that sometimes we see a package, we see a beautiful woman, we see a successful woman, we see a woman with a position. People were shocked and amazed at Fani. People are shocked and amazed. I mean, yes, there are some bummish ass chicks that we probably just expect the worst from. And there are women who we see and we expect them to always get it right and have everything, period. Like, they just doing everything right, checking every single box. And that's just not the case. You know what I mean? We all have similar things going on, right? Everybody is not going to get it right every single time. Yeah, she just turned 41 on the 12th. So yeah, I think she is fine tuning her bullshit meter. And I think that this was a live stream. This is what I heard, because I got into I'm probably right at about the 2-hour mark, because I got into the live, I was listening, and then I went back and started basically from the beginning. And then, girl, it was already like 11:30, 12 o'clock. And this went for 3.5 hours. So I fell asleep. I woke up this morning and started finishing it up. And I said, we're going to talk about this in my live today, because I feel like this is one of these lives that give the 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the questions, the honesty, the transparency, and all of that, it wasn't one of these lives where someone wants to come and tell you they broke up with someone, they get mad because someone starts asking some questions. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was really, I appreciated the transparency, and also the bossiness of the live, of managing a live stream where people are asking you a lot of questions. And also just the fact that, like, okay, well, I'm not even fucked up about it. Like, I'm actually okay, because I got the confirmation that I needed, because I had a feeling that something was wrong.
I wanted to see that you in the tub, right? He on the toilet. I said, what you doing? He was like, oh, man, my stomach hurting so bad. I don't know what I ate. My stomach hurt, man. I'm on the toilet. And I'm like, let me see your knee. So when he panned the phone on his knee, I'm like, it don't look like you soaking it. I don't know why I was like this. I have never been like this with him. But in this moment, something just went right. So I was like, it don't look like you soaking it. So this nigga, I bullshit y'all not, bro. I said, it don't look like you soaking it. What are you doing? This nigga flips the fucking camera and puts the phone in the toilet so I can see the shit in the toilet. I'm like, oh my God, why would you show me that? That's wild as hell. Why would you show me that, right? He was like, cuz, man, I already know what you on, all that. And I'm like, Still, it gave so much guilt. It gave so much guilt. So immediately, I'm on 10 now. I'm like, he got a little boy. I said, where? I said the little boy. Now I said, where the little boy at? He said he in the bed asleep. I said, let me see. He drops the phone and start like rubbing his head like I'm just stressing him the fuck out. Like, I said, ain't no water in that tub. He just still rubbing.
So if he's spending the night at Peyton's house, maybe he has certain days that he visits or whatever. But it's like, okay, where was the little boy going to be had he spent the night? Why wasn't it just, hey, my son's coming over, I'll see you tomorrow? See, people try to make up elaborate lies, and that's how they end up getting caught up. Someone else said something like that. Nathan Wade is horrible too, girl. But that's Fonny's man, and we could talk about that later too. Nathan is no prize. Don't get it twisted. That's Fonny Ninja, okay? He's not some sort of beacon but you know what I mean? Like, we all have our walk and none of us are perfect at the end of the day, but he's a real man wouldn't have, especially at that level of 50. I'm just kind of like, golly. But also, Fonny has to hold herself accountable. At the end of the day, sis has a very high level position and she got herself caught out there with a man that she hired to work with her. Like, there's so many things that happen in that relationship that shouldn't have happened. But that's neither here nor there. Now, as far as fake bodies, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of women that get tummy tucks who have been married for 25 years. Tummy tucks, BBLs, all of those things. I think that if you're talking about Instagram chicks or all of that, I don't know. I'm not a man, so I can't really say what men take seriously. Maybe one day we'll get a panel up here and have men talk about what they like, what they don't like. But men have been wifing up fake titties. Men have been wifing up breast reductions, nose jobs. Men, you know what I'm saying? Like, fake bodies. It's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, tomato. If I don't know that that's a thing, but it might be a thing. I don't know. I'm not a man, so I don't know. But I know people who've had a procedure or two. I've got a friend who's had a breast augmentation. I have a friend who's had a nose job. I've got people close to me who've had mommy makeovers. I mean, and everybody's got a husband, I don't know. It's okay. Like, it's all in how you feel. I don't think your body is a reason why someone should fall in love with you, whether you got a big ass natural or you got it from over there at Dr. Miami. You know what I mean? Your man should be in love with you for far more reasons than whether you have a natural or a fake body. He should be in love with you because you have a beautiful heart and you two are on some alignment that nobody else has in this whole entire universe. And you can't see not being around that person for one day. That's what love is. Like, that's the type of love that you want when someone is, wanting to wife you up. If somebody is wanting you or not wanting you because your big ol' ass or your titties or something like that, that's not somebody for you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Someone shouldn't be judging you on those, I don't think, as far as plastic surgery. But I've never had plastic surgery, and I'm not a man, so I don't know. But I don't know.
Just still rubbing his head like I'm just stressing him out. I said, I'm finna come over there. I bullshit y'all not. Right after I said I'm finna come over there, I heard a knock on the door and a woman say, "Are you okay in there?" I did this. He picked the phone up and hung up in my face.
Girl, he hung up on her. He hung up. He showed her the shit in the toilet. We didn't even talk about that. It's the anger for me. I don't know. Anyone out here is a therapist, psychologist, medical doctor, behavioral therapist, anything like that. But somebody being fed up with that, just number one, that showed him being very immature and juvenile. He didn't like the questioning. He felt the pressure. She was calling him on a lie. He was handling business in the bathroom. He was on the toilet, but he said he had been soaking in the tub. There was no water in the tub. It's very easy to say, I just finished my bath. I'm using the bathroom. He couldn't match her questioning because he was lying. And Peyton just might be smarter than him, right? Which is why he got caught. So he got mad and went all 7-year-old on her and put the phone to the toilet and disrespected her by showing that there was shit in the toilet. Okay. Then listen, she hears a voice and says, a woman's voice that says, "Are you all right?" And hangs up the phone. Okay, hold on.
He just still rubbing his head like I'm just stressing him out. I said, I'm finna come over there. I bullshit y'all not. Right after I said I'm finna come over there, I heard a knock on the door and a woman say, "Are you okay in there?" I did this. He picked the phone up and hung up in my face.
They were on FaceTime.
And that's that. And y'all can't tell me I ain't got special powers, because to this very fucking moment, I still don't know why it happened like that. Like, what feeling I felt, like, I can't explain it, but I felt something. And like, to have that confirmation after being gaslighted and made to feel like I'm so traumatized by my previous relationship that I can't allow this man to love me properly, making it seem like I got all this unhealed trauma and shit like that, when really I got special fucking powers.
So he was tapping into her insecurity about trauma, where she wasn't even seeing that she had flipped the insecurity maybe to some wisdom. So now she's saying, yeah, I actually knew what I knew, but he was gassed. So it wasn't even like so rather than like, okay, you got me, he was trying to flip it on her to make it seem like she's sabotaging the relationship and she's not allowing him in. Meanwhile, he already knew that he wasn't going to be able to be the man she wanted, because either he didn't want to or he couldn't. I mean, it's probably a little bit of both. And she busted him. She busted him without almost even busting him, because he really busted himself. I mean, sir could have really just said, "My son is coming over tonight. I'll talk to you later," whatever. I don't know.
I got special powers. And it's just
okay. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting work done. I don't.
It's okay.
You know, some people don't like plastic surgery, and that's okay. But as far as what men like, we as women, girl, it's the oddest things. I'm gonna be honest with you. Your husband might love when you walk up into the kitchen with your rollers and your bonnet on. You know what I'm saying? Some men love it when you got your house coat on. Some men love to see you bent over working in the garden, pulling weeds out your flower bed. You know what I'm saying? The things that we think that drive men crazy are not what it really is. It could be the perfume. It's not always the sexy dress. It could be, you gave me these kids. I love, you know what I mean? It could be so many different things. What we think and what we like is not on the set. Just like they'll never understand us completely because of who we are, and we are women. We won't ever understand them completely. They are men. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't have surgery, so I can't really talk to my husband on that level about those type of things. But you know what I mean? Like, let's see. Do you think he gave her a bladder infection? Because on her last vlog, she said she had blood. I don't know what happened. She said she had got that food poisoning. Look, when you start sleeping with someone, and we don't know if she was having unprotected or not, but let's just say this. Your pHs start mixing, okay? And sometimes you do have adverse reactions to certain people. Sometimes your body just rejects somebody. You know what I'm saying? Your body may not even be on some venereal, like a sexually transmitted, anything like that. It could just be on some, our chemistries don't match. You know how you met a guy and you just could not get, like, you liked him, but you just couldn't get along. Sometimes the chemistry is just not doing what it needs to do. Sometimes the chemistry is off, and that's real. And it can be on some, we just don't get along. It could be on some, chemical reaction to the dick. Okay. Like, you guys, so most of y'all are old enough to know what I'm talking about. Okay. And those of you who've never experienced that, hopefully you will never have to. But yeah. So yeah, I think that she got food, but she said she got really, really sick and ended up at the urgent care. I think after her birthday dinner or something happened. She gonna tell it well, you know what? That was in the last vlog. Let's finish with this and then I'll get back to that. I can't remember what happened, but she ended up in the urgent care. She was throwing up all night. They went to the VA. I think was that in the last vlog or the vlog before? Something happened, girl. Sometimes, girl, your cootie, your cookie, the box will tell you like, sus, this one is not for you, sus. Okay. All you need is 24 hours and sus, it ain't for you. Okay.
I promise you, it happened to
Let
the
that
best
one
of
go.
us. Even players get played. I ain't gonna lie though. There's a small part of me that feel like I was set up.
This was
Like
interesting.
that girl
to
that
me.
was over there might be in on it. Like she watched me.
Also, and someone said when he let that girl in, the sales lady from outside, that was, you don't even know who that sales lady was. Some people are so happy they met someone who seems like they got some coins or some money. Like out the blue, this chick comes to your house. Now, did she knock on any other doors on the block? Yeah, we don't know. But me personally, I would be changing codes. I would be changing. I don't begin to know who had keys, codes, anything. But everything that he could have had access to would be stricken. Okay. If you log in at somebody's house, don't forget, when you match your phone up to someone's TV, Bluetooth, any of that, go into your settings and make sure that you sign out of anything you signed into. That's another thing.
And she put them on me. Like, look at her. She got motion. Da 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 da. Go over there, act like you like.
And I'm gonna disagree a little bit. It's not always a woman to set you up. Shoot, it could have been some of his partners. Okay. She was over there at the basketball training center, wherever he was coaching or whatever. You never know. Sis is riding in Porsche, in a damn BMW, latest model, all of those things. She's got a nice home. She's on YouTube and has a channel where she's making money, travels, all of those things. If you feel like it could have been a setup, it could have been a setup. You never know. It could have been. It may not have been the girl. Who knows? But if I were thinking about some woman he just let in, I would be more concerned about that chick who was walking up and down the block trying to sell whatever she was selling, and he let her all the way upstairs rather than, hey babe, come downstairs for a second. I want you to talk to somebody or whatever. Like when you have a downstairs and your upstairs is your main floor, and you let someone all the way up into your house, and you know I'm a private person, like, well, how did that even happen?
Michael. I can't help but to feel that way. I mean, should I been right about every fucking thing else?
Okay, so she had the food poison. That's where I was like, what happened? So she went out to dinner with that girl Jazz, and then that night she got sick, and homie was at the house, and he took her to the urgent care. Okay, that was it. Because it was like, girl, what happened? Because if you're in here, you watch a lot of YouTube. Okay, all right, you already know this. So just you don't even have to put your hand up. If you watch here. You watch, you like YouTube. You
People
into
are
it.
real evil out here. You can't put none past nobody.
Okay, why did the saleswoman ask this? It was the sale. Look, honey. Okay, why did the saleswoman, ma'am? Because there's thirsty chicks out here that see, okay, I don't know what the man looked like. I'm assuming he wasn't busted in the face, but he could have been, okay. Are y'all married? Like, some people are inquisitive like that. Some people are young, they don't know manners, asking weird questions, overstepping. But that was definitely a red flag. The woman who came into the house asking personal questions, and aren't you trying to sell something? That was very weird, right, guys? That was strange. That would have made me a little nervous. Look, what happened needed to happen, and it happened when it needed to happen, because it was timing. And it's good to sharpen your skills of your bullshit meter. That's okay. You know what I mean? It happens to the best, okay? Sometimes, sometimes it's just going to be a date. Sometimes we prolong a date that never should have even been like a overnight stay. It might have just been a good first encounter, meetup, somebody who you could have just chilled with. Sometimes, look, I'm telling you, at a certain point in your life, it is so good to flex, and you can go home. And you can go home. That way, if you decide you want to clean your act up and cut all these other chicks off and be single, like, don't try to get me up in a relationship when you still single on the outside. You want to be my man over at my house, but you want to be single in these streets. No. That's why it's really, like, in today's time with all of this technology, just, you really want to be my man. I'm going to have to know you really want to be my man. And it's not going to be on me having to remind you to clean your act up and to cut off all your phone numbers and to handle your business with actually being my man. If you want to get some strange, then don't try to be my man, and don't be mad when, like, I'm going out and I'm out living my life, and I'll see you when I see you. Especially grown people.
Hold on, let me pick a comment,
right?
and then I'm gonna answer some questions or talk to y'all, because I'm pretty sure this is the only question y'all wanted to know is, what the hell happened? You was just so happy, girl.
She wasn't giving happy in the last two vlogs. She was not giving happy to me, and that's just on the spectator-ish. It wasn't giving happy in the last two, and he isn't bright. Does he know women be on that scamming shit? That was unsafe, very unsafe. Okay, you never know what people are up to. Like, you could let someone in your house, and then you got 3 people kicking in the door. You know what I'm like? I don't want to say things to scare anybody, but at the end of the day, you don't let people, like, how he's stupid. After that, it was like, that's on some stupid stuff. I'm sorry. All right, let me let's just advance this a little bit, but you guys can go watch this.
Well, not fatigue. It make you real sleepy and like tired and dizzy.
Wait, because she started talking about her getting.
No, I sure don't. Hold on, let me close. Well, I mean, yeah, my stuff ain't gonna smell like weed. Thank you, Tiffany.
Yes.
While removing him. Like sometimes God will just remove people out your life. Like they'll do something small, but it be big enough for me to be like, oh, okay, yeah, you don't fuck with me like that. So let me go and wash my hands with it. Cause shit, I done cut a nigga off for not wishing me a happy Thanksgiving. That was my sign from God right there. Okay, yeah, thank you, God.
Wait,
But
I
sometimes
want
it
her
do be
to talk
small, it do
about.
be petty for me, and it be petty for them. Like when we circle back and man, you cut me off just cause I ain't wish you a happy Thanksgiving. That's crazy as hell. Yeah, it do kind of sound crazy.
Well, where were you on Thanksgiving? That's the point. You didn't even call me and wish me a happy Thanksgiving, but you're my man. Like, we didn't even spend Thanksgiving together, much less you didn't call me and wish me a happy holiday. Maybe she was in Memphis, maybe she was out of town, but you were that busy you couldn't call me on a holiday. What kind of shit is that? So yeah. Where's the part where she said something else? Hold on.
Apologetic for it, it's gonna be hard for me to let it go. So I am gonna keep bringing it up.
Look, when you know that
Mm,
you know that you know, don't doubt that. I think that's what this whole conversation was about. She knew what she knew, what she knew, what she knew. You see what I'm saying? She had a feeling. She called him on it. She tried to give herself some grace because homie had been gaslighting her, trying to make her think that she's sabotaging, that she's damaged goods. And she played it cool and she let him live another day. The next day, Sir was still in the bullshit and on that cover up and with those flimsy lies. And it was just that right day for her to confront and question. And he got frustrated. Also, he had company. Okay. She knew something wasn't right. Because if you got to do all that, oh, the boy's there. Oh, let me see your son. Who needs to see your son sleeping or see him in his room? You already know that it's on some, it's next level at this moment. Like your patients are wearing thin. And also, let's just be real. It's on some, I don't trust you now. Like, let's just be real. If you are out there having to question your man, go through, we talked about this last week on that going through phone stuff. Going through phones is weak. Like at the end, like if you can't trust somebody, like I don't care if my husband were to go through my phone. There's nothing in my phone that is concerning, but at the end of the day, like why do you need to go through my phone? If you need to get my phone and there's something that you need, that's fine. But as far as skimming and like who's reaching out, like I said, there's people out here who gonna do temperature checks, okay? People will check in on you. Maybe no one will check in. Maybe somebody just like reached out from social media because they're talking about the high school reunion and you didn't show up or whatever. Who knows? But it's all in how you handle yourself. If people don't know how to handle themselves and don't know how to be respectful and be in a relationship, it doesn't matter how many phone calls, okay? Phones and emails and text messages, people know that you're in, people, individuals should know what type of a relationship that you're in. If you're in a relationship with someone, you are not sexting and setting up dates and all of like that's just obvious, right? So if something that you need to know materializes, then you're going to see it when it's time appropriate. But if you don't trust someone, just understand as you're going through that phone, you're just looking for confirmation for what you already know. If you don't find the confirmation there, it'll be somewhere else. It's like what Maury used to say, did you really need to come here to find this out? Because there were other signs. You just needed to come and get a lie detector test. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about the text messages at that point. It was about really and truly Peyton going to bed on some, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Then the next day, something else happened and it was over and that was good. And it was like, and for no reason, right? It was never a reason to. And I'm sure there's people out here who even had a reason to go through a phone, but maybe they don't just have a second phone. They could have a third phone that stays locked in the glove compartment, or a third phone that is under the spare tire. We don't know. They might use that work phone. Okay? It's not about a phone. It's about lies. Okay? It's about lies. It's about it's about lying and being deceitful, and also trusting your gut. Okay? That's what it's about. Um that's why I'm so glad, like the going, like the phone connecting just gave her that trigger. She already knew that some BS was up in there. She already knew in her heart there was BS in there. It wasn't any point for her to play herself, because to me, as a baddie, she didn't even need to do that. I already know what's there. Okay. But I'm going to let you live another day. And then on that other day, he came back with some more. Like on that night, that should have been his time to make the decision whether you're here or you're not. And when he went home on that day, this is just my opinion. When he went home for his knee or whatever, and her intuition kicked in that it was time to question him and time to just like, we into it now. And he put that phone into the toilet and showed her his shit, dropped the phone. He's all pissed or whatever his situation is, and homegirl talking about, are you okay? And he's over there to the house with someone else doing something else. He hung up, and I still haven't heard from you. It's over. It's over. And it was going to be over because he had other stuff going on, and she's looking for a one-on-one relationship, and that's not what he's looking for, clearly, right? He's with the shits. He's immature. He's no good. So good, But anyway, I dropped the link to this video, y'all. I wanted to get to 2 other videos. I just don't think we have time. But this was such a good live, y'all. On for a couple different reasons. But I really go check sis out. Let's see. Girl, yes. Like at a certain, it's like, come on, aren't we 40 and grown? She said something about that too. Like, can't we be grown about it? But no, he's sitting up here having men. There's some men out here who want you on lockdown, but they don't want to give up, run into the corner store. You know what I'm saying?
Envision it can happen. You know what I'm saying? Was conditioning me to accept the bare minimum, because he would always say he never did any of this for any girl. He's never done this before. He's never done this before. I'm the first girl this. And like I said, I don't have a superior complex. So you telling me that ain't gonna make me feel great, because I know how I treat me. So if you're not in a position to date me, you should just be my friend. Like, that would have been one of them moments where like, damn, like, be real with yourself. She out of my league. But she cool as hell. Like, I still want to keep her around. I love to, just us be homies and stuff like that. And who knows? Friends end up with each other all the time. Get your shit together. Get your life together. That's what I do.
Also, let me just say this too. Like she's saying, sometimes you are with someone that motivates you to level up. But sometimes there's people who just want to be in their comfortable shit. You know what I'm saying? Or in their where they're at. But let's be real, guys. There's a lot of women out here who don't mind paying the way of their man. And maybe, just maybe, he's used to a woman doing for him. And maybe she wasn't doing for him like that. And then now he's over here saying, I've never done for a woman like I'm doing for you. And she's like, okay, well, I know how I do for me. I'm not really like, look, at the end of the day, it's all in what you accept. And like she's saying here, she felt for her, he was conditioning her to lower her standards in terms of how she wants to be treated. One thing about Peyton is that you'll hear her say she has a very definite mindset on how she wants to be treated. And if it's not that, she doesn't want it. So
I did, because when I would date men that made more money than me, and I felt like, damn, he makes so much money to where if things don't go, he makes so much money to where, like, in a relationship, he don't really have to make things work. Does that make sense? Like, I'm disposable. Does that make sense? So that's how I would feel when I dated men with money. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I worked on me. I got me together. Like, now, true, there are some unhealed parts of me. I didn't know that until I got in a relationship. Player P ain't unhealed. Like, Player P ain't traumatized. She cool. Peyton in a relationship, she traumatized. So it's gonna be things that you do that trigger things that I've been through. And I'm gonna always have that don't believe that shit bitch going on in the back of my head. So wow, it is 6,452 people in here. Y'all so cute. Y'all real cute. I like y'all. Cheers. I like y'all. Thank y'all. Watch them commercials. And like this live. This the realest y'all gonna get of me. But y'all know I'm real anyway. I don't give
I think versus the last guy she was dating, I think she really didn't talk much about that one. I think this one, I don't know if I think she liked the guy. I don't know that I think she was expressing like, I love him. I really like him. Or is it okay for me to say I really like my man? Stuff like that. I think she was happy that she caught herself before anything worse happened. I think this was almost like a celebratory drink of, oh, but you thought you was going to get me, or you thought you were going to play me, but you know what I mean? I feel like this was almost a little bit of a high five. Like, I caught it before I went down a rabbit hole. So I don't know. I mean, she could have kept it cute, but Peyton is sharing her life and she wanted to share this story. I appreciated it because someone needed to hear that. Everybody is not on the same level. And I think that sometimes, we see the Jasmine Dukes, we see the boohoo sessions, we see people pining over like bums, and we see people who are living lies and lying to their audiences and pretending like everything is all good and all gravy and all this and all that. And it's not. This started and ended pretty quick. I mean, I don't even remember when it started, but I feel like it was somewhere, let's just say by the beginning of the year, something was happening, and by this month is over. So, look, like that poem, it is better to have loved and lost rather than to have never loved at all. And really, for the reason of lessons, like, it's not a lose, it's a lesson. It's not a I think she's walking away from it. I feel like, to me, the overall tone was a victory lap. Like, I'm good. I'm not healed, but I'm healing. And that aspect of the fuckery that used to be able to, like, come over and play with me. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's not it anymore. So she, like she said, so I appreciated it. I thought it was a very good live. It was I'm up to the 2-hour mark, but at the end of the day, I liked what she had to say from an overall standpoint of taking accountability, understanding what happened. Sis is not sitting there on perfect. She's, this is what happened. This is what happened. This is how I felt about it. And I'm not fucked up about it. I feel good. I'm okay. And this is what needed. This is what needed to happen. And, I thought it was good. So if you're looking for something to watch today outside of, my next live, definitely catch this one. I think, and also this is a vlogger who does not go live like that. Okay. So let's talk about that for a second. We see vloggers go live. Like that's what we do over here, right? We see vloggers go live all the time. Do we not? We watch a lot of vloggers who go live over here on Per, right? Now, this was alive. She had a story to tell. She told us what happened. Did she use it for content? She sure did. Yes, she did. She used it for content. I don't even know if the live was monetized at first. She said it wasn't. She forgot to hit the monetize button. Sis came live with a purpose, right? With a plan. And she executed. She told us what happened. She dropped her story before anybody else could. Because we don't know if the guy set her up, somebody could want to go live and go start a channel talking about Peyton and her business, right? She came, she dropped, she discussed. It was professional. She clicked on comments. She read comments. Her fans, her followers, supporters, everybody was happy to see her that follow her. And she had some one-on-one interaction rather than a produced video. And if for nothing else, it was a live, you know what I mean? It was a well done live, because we see these lives all the time, people in their bonnets, and that's okay. That's what you want to do. You're at your house. You and your you underwear, girl, I was gonna say nasty underwear. People are crying. People are showing us damn ceiling fans. Their babies are crying. Their kids are screaming. They have nothing to talk about. All they want to do is read comments. They're eating. They're snotting. They're peeing. They're doing. We've seen it all. Can we appreciate somebody sitting in a put together spot of their house, no interruptions, and talking to their audience that doesn't really go live like that? This is a vlogger. So I enjoyed it. So I think I pinned it a couple times. I'll put it in the description box. I wanted to get y'all caught up. Love by Erica deleted all her content, y'all. Love by Erica deleted all her content. And she's got one video up, which is the video from yesterday. And I don't know what's going on. Girl, we got people pointing the camera up at damn ceiling fans, in damn nasty bathrooms, all kinds of nonsense and foolishness. Okay. Girl, it's awful. Just run through the playlist. You'll see. Anyway, guys, I enjoyed it very much. I'll drop it in the description box. I've dropped it in the or the first pin comment. I have dropped it in the chat a couple of times already, but you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for liking the live. Peyton did shout out your girl towards the end. A couple of you guys messaged me today. I appreciate that. Peyton, look, we talk about the YouTube channels you love to watch, and it's entertaining over here. You know what I'm saying? We like to cut up, and there's nothing wrong with liking to cut up and hear what's going on the YouTube streets. It's okay. All right. And Peyton knows that we love her over here. Okay. So, I definitely am a supporter. I enjoy her channel very much. Sis ain't perfect, and neither am I. And neither is anybody else out here. You know, I feel like people think because you do commentary, like you're coming from on high, you're coming from a place of perfection. The only reason why I can sit and talk to you guys about life and relationships and all of those things is because I've been through them. I've been through them. I haven't been through everything because I'm still here. When I have gone through everything on my assignment card, y'all will be just watching these videos and I will be gone, right? From this earth or from this platform, right? When I've done all of my assignment, you'll know it, right? But we are talking as friends, as as people in a collective who have something in common of what brought you here, right? So yeah, we talk the shits, we certainly do, but to me, I do respect somebody coming and handling things professionally and with some class. Okay, with some class. And that's a channel that I really do enjoy. So we gave Peyton some time today, and go check out her video. I just put it in the comments in the description box, and go check her out. Let her know you came through, and we appreciate something different, right? Some different content, and it was good. That's my overall review. Oh, okay, boo boo. I will check Facebook Messenger. Thank you. Well, I see you've got a wrench, so yes. I mean, I sometimes y'all come through, change your names, and I don't know who anybody is, but it's okay, girl. You know what I mean? But I will, if you're wanting to disclose. I won't. I don't say it, girl. It's in one ear and out the other for me. I don't. Whew, honey, these YouTube streets. I don't repeat anything. So thank you. If you want to let me know, I appreciate that, sis. But yeah, I'll go check it, hun. Absolute. I cannot say absolutely now. It's absolutely. Who did TV when you got the YouTube streets? Who did TV when you got the YouTube streets drama room? Who needs TV when you got the YouTube streets drama, romance, girl, true crime, the shits, exactly. Period. Okay, exactly. Nobody. Nobody. Okay, you guys. So you guys know I know I have not been able to do double time over here recently, but I'm gonna I need to. I want to do the Creole Bay and Love by Erica. And I guess there's some other stuff. Jasmine went live last night talking about I'm cleaning out the deep freezer. You see what I'm talking about? Girl. Sis did a whole live talking about, and let us look at the damn dirty ass ceiling fan talking about I'm cleaning out the deep freezer. Jasmine needs her damn whole YouTube card revoked. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? Oh man. Well, because I was like, gosh, I should get. I'm a surprise y'all. It'll be in members, and then I'll let you guys see it for maybe 24 hours. Me and my husband did a married. Remember the tag videos people used to do? We did a tag video a long time ago. I can't remember what anniversary it was. It might have been like it could have been our 4th or 5th. Maybe it could have even been our 3rd, girl. I don't even know. It was somewhere when I first started doing YouTube. You want me to do Mercy? Girl, Mercy has been out here buying up Ohio. Okay. But yeah, okay. I watch her too. I haven't. I'm probably maybe a month behind. She had been going live. Mercy's lives are hilarious. Mercy is our Liberian princess, who was involved with an Atlanta scammer. Okay. I have a playlist on that too. But yeah, Mercy is back with Nandi, right? Moving in Silence, can you please send me a note to let me know if there's anything I need to know? Because her and Nandi were on their way. I think it was Nadia's birthday or something. I forgot what was going on, but basically she was low-key letting us know that her and Nandi are back together. And it's like, sis, we already know, hun. Right around the time her mom moved into her house, her new house. So, and then she was working on that Airbnb. But if there's something you need to let me know. But yeah, I need to get a little bit more caught up because I haven't watched a video from her in maybe a month or two. Your pops is Virgo. I think I highlighted this comment. Yeah, Virgo men are amazing. But there are some Virgo men who are very conflicted with the under that sign. But it's not everybody. It's not everybody, and I'm certainly not an expert. So don't feel any type of way about anything I say. I'm just speaking basically on my experience. But there are many people who are super duper grounded. But look at Jasmine. Jasmine is a Virgo, and we don't even claim her. Jasmine Dukes, girl, we don't even claim her. Jasmine is like the least Virgo of the Virgos. Like she's a very strange Virgo female, but um you can see she works hard at doing absolutely nothing and gets little to nothing accomplished, and she's very lazy. Her instinct of laziness conflicts with her Virgo energy of you better work and like driven, right? She has a lazy bone, and that's just maybe her honest, right? But yeah, let's see. Girl, you know who was telling some, you know why this reminded me of something today? Um, Milagros. Does any of you guys watch Milagros Grams on she's on YouTube, but she's really on Instagram. Girl, she was giving a word today. I watch her sometimes. I started watching her with the Tory Lanes and everything. She's um a ardent supporter of Tory Lanez, which I don't have any problem with that. But you know, I am Team Megan, but I like her view and perspective, and I appreciate her storytelling and her reporting on the whole Tory Lanez thing. Anyway, today she was live, and girl, she was giving a word, honey, talking about, I don't know what happened, but I guess she was feeling like her supporters were not supporting. And sis was letting folk have it this morning on Instagram. And girl, I was getting ready to start typing. I was typing, but I didn't hit send because but sis was giving a word. And I appreciated how she felt because it's the time, the effort, the dedication, all of the things. But she said something, she said a couple of things that really resonated. But you know, that being said, sometimes you got to pick your poison. And so, not at all am I saying was she wrong for doing what she did. I heard her and I understand what she was talking about. Um, I think sometimes when you have positioned yourself in a certain type of way, rather than come to the people, sometimes it's time to shift and move. Like if this platform isn't yielding what it needs to yield and it's not giving what it needs to give, sis, move the audience to where you will get the result that you want, because the people that really love you and follow you and want to hear your reporting, follow you on social media and all that kind of stuff, you need to move them where the coins are, because you can't make people do what you want them to do. You can just be where you need to be to make things happen the way that they need to. Okay. Now I'm talking a little bit like Nesto, but you guys follow me from in between the lines. I heard her, but sis knows what to do. And hopefully someone on her team has told her. I mean, sis, maybe, you know, if Instagram isn't what's popping, maybe you need to be going live on YouTube. But YouTube might not be where her audience is, but YouTube is waiting for you to come over here live, because she's always in Discord and other places that don't necessarily pay. And they may pay, but it's a whole different conversation. But Milagros was talking some stuff today. But if you follow her, go check out. I don't know if the live is still up. Usually she keeps her lives up, but she's good too. I will drop the link to that live if you're interested in going to check her out. She definitely does a lot of tea on the music industry. So, and she's got some faves that she will speak on. But yeah, she's definitely kind of her and Armand Wiggins do stuff together. So if you know Armand Wiggins, you know Milagros Grams. Anyway, guys, you guys take care. Have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like this live. I will see you again maybe later today or definitely by Saturday morning. Tomorrow I may show up for a quick. We might be booed up and I might come in and let you guys say hi to my husband. Let my husband say hello to you guys, and just tell you guys he does appreciate y'all very much. He knows how much I love doing this, and he appreciates how y'all support and show up for me. So I'm gonna put that out there, but I'm gonna let him tell you guys tomorrow. Okay. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, even just for a few minutes. Okay. I'll see you later, guys. Bye. Have a good day. Meet me over at Real Talk Bougie. I'll be over there soon. Okay. Take care, y'all. Bye. Wait, I keep forgetting, because I almost didn't play an outro. Let's see. Okay, y'all. Let's do my favorite. Welcome back to Love, Lies, and Lace Fronts, where we do reactions, reviews, and commentary on the YouTube channels you love to watch. Guys, are you subscribed to this channel? If you're not, you need to be. Hit your notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a video, when I go live, and drop another video for you. Also, follow me on Instagram. That way you can keep up with what I'm doing, okay? If you enjoy channels like this and commentary, consider becoming a member. Otherwise, guys, Bougie Gang Gang, it's an open thing. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel so you can participate in the chats. And I will see you next time I hit that live button. Okay? Take care. Bye. Hey guys, how are you?
You could be doing opposed to being on my page, bitch, cause I ain't got nothing for you nothing ass bitches.